Imagine learning something new only to forget half of it within an hour. Frustrating, right? This isn't just bad luck. It's how the brain naturally works. Memory operates in 3 stages: encoding, taking in information; storage, keeping it safe; and retrieval, accessing it when needed. But modern habits like constant multitasking and digital overload weaken these processes, making us forget faster than ever. The good news? Memory isn't a fixed trait. It's a skill you can train. By using science-backed techniques, you can retain more, recall faster, and unlock your brain's true potential. Stay with me, because the next trick might just change how you learn forever. Ever crammed for a test only to forget everything the next day? That's because of the forgetting curve, discovered by psychologist Hermann Ebbinghaus. His research showed that without reinforcement, we lose most new information within days. But there's a fix: spaced repetition. Instead of stuffing everything into one session, reviewing material at strategic intervals strengthens neural connections, making memories last longer. You can apply this by using apps like Anki or setting calendar reminders to revisit key concepts over time. Studies show that language learners who space out their practice retain vocabulary 200% longer compared to those who cram. So, if you want knowledge to stick, don't overload, spread it out. And speaking of organizing information, the next trick can make even the most complex ideas easier to remember. Ever wondered why phone numbers are broken into smaller groups instead of one long string? That's because of Miller's Law, which states that our brains can only hold about 7 plus or minus 2 pieces of information at a time. This is where chunking comes in. By organizing data into meaningful groups, we can process and remember it more efficiently. Instead of memorizing random digits, breaking them into structured chunks, like 123-456-7890, makes recall effortless. This technique isn't just for numbers. Chess masters use it to remember complex board positions by grouping pieces into strategic patterns rather than individual moves. By applying chunking, you can simplify even the most overwhelming information. But what if you could supercharge your memory with creative shortcuts? That's exactly what the next trick will teach you. What if you could turn dull facts into unforgettable stories? That's the power of Mnemonics, a memory hack that leverages the brain's love for vivid imagery and patterns. Instead of struggling with raw data, you can use creative shortcuts like the Method of Loci, where you mentally place information in familiar locations, creating a memory palace that makes recall effortless. Another technique is the PEG system, which pairs numbers with rhyming words, like 1 is a gun, to create mental associations. Even professionals rely on mnemonics. Medical students, for example, use the acronym FAST, face, arms, speech, time, to quickly recall stroke symptoms. By transforming facts into engaging mental cues, you can make memory work for you, not against you. But what if the best way to remember something was actually to teach it? That's exactly what the next trick reveals. Want to remember something better? Teach it. This is known as the Protégé Effect, where explaining concepts to others helps you retain up to 90% of the information. Teaching forces your brain to organize thoughts, simplify ideas, and identify gaps in your understanding. You can apply this by explaining new concepts out loud as if teaching an imaginary student, or joining a study group where you take on the role of the explainer. Even in the workplace, employees who train their peers master skills faster than those who learn alone. By making teaching part of your learning process, you don't just reinforce knowledge, you own it. But what if you could make memories even stronger by tapping into emotions? The next trick will show you how. Ever noticed how you can vividly remember where you were during major life events but struggle to recall what you had for lunch last Tuesday? That's because of emotionally charged encoding, a process where the brain's amygdala tags emotional experiences as high priority, making them easier to recall. You can use this to your advantage by linking dull facts to personal stories or strong emotions. For example, instead of memorizing that photosynthesis converts sunlight into energy, imagine it as a plant's TikTok dance for survival. Silly, but unforgettable. Humor, shock, and personal connections make information stick, just like people never forget where they were during events like 9/11 or the COVID lockdowns. By adding emotion to learning, you make memories last. But what if the secret to stronger memory wasn't just what you learned, but how you mixed it up? The next trick reveals why variety is key. Did you know that constantly switching things up can strengthen your memory? This technique, called interleaving, is the opposite of traditional blocking, where you focus on one subject at a time. Research shows that mixing different topics or skills in a single session makes learning more flexible and long-lasting. Instead of studying only math for an hour, try alternating between math, history, and chemistry. The same applies to skills. Guitarists who practice scales, then chords, then songs, improve faster than those who repeat just one exercise. Even athletes benefit. Tennis players who vary their drills master serves faster than those who practice the same shot repeatedly. By constantly challenging your brain with variety, you build deeper, more adaptable knowledge. But what if the ultimate memory boost didn't come from studying harder, but from sleeping smarter? That's exactly what the next trick will uncover. What if the secret to remembering more wasn't studying harder, but sleeping better? Research shows that while you sleep, your brain replays neural patterns from the day, strengthening and organizing memories. This is why students who review their notes before bed and get a full 7 to 9 hours of sleep retain 40% more than those who pull all-nighters. Sleep acts like a mental filing system, helping information stick long-term. So, instead of cramming until dawn, try a smarter approach. Study, sleep, and let your brain do the rest. But even with these memory hacks, there are traps that can trick you into thinking you've learned something when you actually haven't. Let's explore the common pitfalls that sabotage memory next. Even with the best memory tricks, certain habits can sabotage your ability to retain information. One major trap is the illusion of competence. The false belief that rereading notes means you've mastered the material. Familiarity isn't the same as understanding. Another pitfall is the multitasking myth. Many believe they can study while scrolling social media, but research shows that divided attention reduces encoding depth by 50%, making learning far less effective. Lastly, there's overloading working memory. Trying to cram too much at once overwhelms your brain, causing information to slip away instead of sticking. Avoiding these traps ensures your memory techniques actually work. Now let's see how you can apply these memory hacks in real life, whether you're a student, a professional, or a language learner. These memory techniques aren't just theories. They have real-world benefits that can transform how you learn and work. Students can use spaced repetition and mnemonics to ace exams without burnout, replacing last-minute cramming with smarter study habits. Professionals can improve productivity by effortlessly remembering names, presentations, and workflows, making networking and daily tasks much easier. Language learners can accelerate fluency by combining spaced repetition with mnemonic devices, allowing them to retain vocabulary and grammar rules more effectively. No matter your goal, mastering memory gives you a powerful edge. But in an age where AI can store infinite data, why does improving your memory still matter? Let's explore that in the final section. Memory isn't just about storing facts. It's about unlocking your brain's full potential. We've explored 7 powerful tricks that align with how your brain naturally learns. From spaced repetition and mnemonics to sleep and emotional encoding. But here's the real challenge. In a world where AI can store endless data, your greatest advantage isn't what you know. It's how quickly you can learn and adapt. So don't just watch. Take action. Pick one memory hack, apply it this week, and see how much more you retain. The real test isn't remembering this video. It's remembering what matters in your life.